This video is designed to talk you through the formation of a meander. A meander is a large bend in a river occurring in the middle or lower course. If we come down and have a look at these simple diagrams, we can see that this diagram here represents what the river looks like in the upper course, very narrow and very shallow. In the middle course the river gets wider and deeper, and then in the lower course the river gets widest and deepest. Some of the reasons behind that, or one of the reasons behind that, is to do with the steepness of the land. Outside the river channel in the upper course the land is very steep. Therefore we don't get any meandering or large bends in the river. It tends to flow relatively straight. As we come down to the middle course, the steepness of the land tends to flatten out either side of the river, which allows the river to meander as it moves downstream, like so. And then when we come into the lower course, the land either side of the river is essentially very flat, and that allows the size of the meanders to become even greater in the river in the lower course. That then allows us to have a look at a river in this format. This pattern here could be in the middle or the lower course, again depending on the river and other factors. I'm now going to zoom in on a cross section between A and B. This is what a typical cross section would look like of a meander. This part here represents the outside of the meander bend, and then obviously this part represents the inside of the meander bend. The characteristics of the inside of the meander bend are that it is shallow. The water here as a result then tends to flow slowly, and we get a lot of deposition here in this area. In fact, we have a formation which is called a river beach, which can be found on the inside bend of meanders due to this deposition. On the outside bend of the meander we have basically the opposite of what we find on the inside. So for example, the river on the outside of the bend is characteristically deep. The river here tends to flow at a much higher velocity, so it flows fast, and that's because there's less friction on the outside of the bend due to the depth of the water here. This tends to erode and undercut in this area here, and this feature is called a river cliff, which can be found on the outside of a river bend. So if we come down to this area here, just to think about the cross section that we just examined, A and B, obviously this is the inside with slow flowing water which leads to deposition. On the outside, which is here, we have a deeper channel which gives us fast flowing water which leads to high amounts of erosion. We get the river beach on the inside of the bend, and we get the river cliff on the outside of the bend.